coffee?
Oh, love one.
You should have seen the farewell that old Eddie Parslow got. It was terrific.
Well, she's the least of our problems. Oh, I can think of a few more I'd like to get rid of before that one.
I quite liked her, the crazy old bird. Headache?
Oh, yeah, I think my neck must be out again.
Well, this is for the hard day.
Oh, thank you.
And this is for the headache.
Oh, lovely. Terry.
What's the matter? Too hard?
No, someone might come in.
All I was doing was giving you a massage.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't want him to misinterpret anything.
All right, but I do think you're being a little bit overcautious.
No, just safe. People like Joyce Barry love a good gossip.
I hardly think a massage is enough to stir up a hornet's nest.
Well, I must admit the place hasn't been quite so bad since you've been around.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Of course, there have been times when the junior officer needed ticking off by the senior officer.
Perhaps I'd have a better chance to learn if we were both to live in the same house.
Same house?
Well, I was meaning to ask you about this earlier, but I've never quite found the right moment.
Oh, yeah, I suppose we could talk about
I'm
it.
afraid it's a little bit late for that now. You see, I've given notice on my flat. Either I move in with you or I end up with nowhere to stay. Mind if I put these in with yours? It saves having two lots.
Oh, yeah, I suppose so.
Don't worry, I'm not going to force you to listen to them if you don't want to. We certainly have got different tastes in music, haven't we?
Oh, they may not be very fashionable, but they're certainly what I like.
There's no need to be defensive. Truth is, I wouldn't exactly call my taste the latest thing either. Why don't you just relax and stop thinking I'm going to march in here and throw your whole life into chaos?
It's just that I'm so used to living on my own.
You won't regret it, I promise.
Well, I guess we better celebrate then. Would you like a drink?
Great. Oh, isn't that lovely? Hadn't noticed it before.
Glad you like it.
I told you our tastes weren't that different. Well, here's to us. By the way, I've organised with a friend to bring a few more things over after work.
Oh, good.
I suppose I better phone a few of my mates, too, and tell them I've moved in with you.
Morning, Terry. Miss Ferguson.
Hey, Joyce.
Did I hear you say you two had moved in together into Miss Ferguson's house, I mean?
Yes.
Oh, that's marvellous. Must be the season for it. Staff all sharing the same house together?
Frankly, I don't see that it's any of your business.
It was only asking.
Yeah, so that you can turn it into the usual garbage that you and your gossipy mates feed on. Oh, this is typical, isn't it? I mean, I help one of my colleagues out, and what happens? I get stabbed in the back.
There's no need to get so angry about it. I'm sure she didn't mean it that way.
I certainly did not. And if you don't want your private life discussed at work, I suggest you don't talk about it here. Excuse me.
Oh, by the way, did Terry Malone give you a new after-hours number?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, well, she had to leave her flat. I forget the reason why, but anyway, I offered her my spare room.
I see. Just temporary, is it?
Well, it remains to be seen. I mean, you know, how well we get on. I shouldn't imagine I'd be the easiest person to live with, so I thought... Well, you've got my number anyway. Thank you, Governor.
I am in Japan, Miss Reynolds.
Good one. Great, isn't it? Pippa, this is Joan. Joan Ferguson. Pippa Reynolds, Joan. Pippa's just been telling me the funniest story.
Hello, John. I've heard a lot about you from Anne.
Must have made for a very interesting conversation.
Pippa might be doing an art class for the women. Should be good. She's done a lot of design work. Actually, I've always wanted to know how to do screen printing. Do you think I could come?
Oh, I don't see why not.
Don't you think it'd be good, Joan?
Do something a bit more useful myself.
Anne must be through by now. Okay if I find my own way?
Must be nice to have relatives in high places. Some of us have to earn our appointments.
From what I hear, Miss Ferguson, a lot of people are looking forward to the day when you get what you've earned. And just for your information, my qualifications speak for themselves. I certainly don't need my mother's influence to get me jobs, especially unpaid ones.
Well, I've got to say you asked for that. You were rude to Pippa and you know it.
I don't like snobs. I'm sorry, I can't pretend.
You didn't give her a chance. How would you know if she was a snob or not?
You just develop a sense about those sort of things.
Oh, really? And do I have to wait until I'm your age before I develop this sense? Sorry, I didn't mean that.
No, it's all right. It's true, isn't it?
No. The truth is, I was hurt by your attitude. We were just being friendly and you made it seem like something more than that. That's all it was.
Yeah, well, I didn't mean to make you feel bad. Perhaps I was jealous. And she's very attractive and much nearer your age.
Oh, age has nothing to do with it. Just trust me, please.
I do. And I'm sorry. Maybe I did overreact. Well, I'm just not used to, well, having a friend, and perhaps I'm not very good at it.
Don't worry about it. Just relax and everything will work out, believe me. It will.
Yeah, we'll see.
Every time he tried to kiss me, the seat collapsed and he ended up flat on his back. Luckily, the evening was saved by the police.
What?
It appears we'd parked near a factory, so they thought we were going to break in.
What happened?
Well, the seat collapsed for the third time, didn't it? So they knew exactly what had been going on. Hello, hello, hello. Move along here, please.
And quite right, too. How old were you?
Oh, 17, I suppose. He must have been 19. It all seems so silly now. Especially now.
Thank you.
Well then. I'll just go and powder my nose and we'll move along home.
Sounds fine to me.
Won't be a tick.
Everything satisfactory, I hope?
Oh, yes, very nice, thank you.
Would you like some more coffee or port?
No, no, thanks.
I trust your daughter was satisfied with the meal?
Yes. We'll have the bill now, thank you.
Certainly, madam.
You take things too much to heart. He was only a stupid waiter, for heaven's sake.
You won't be the last one to mistake me for your mother.
So what's wrong with that? You wouldn't be the only mother with an ugly daughter. Oh, come on. We were having such a good time before this happened. Why get upset? I'm not embarrassed to be in your company.
Aren't you?
No.
Then why haven't you told your parents about us?
Subjects never come up, that's all. I'd tell them if they asked. It's just not something you can throw into general conversation, is it? You don't believe me, do you? Well, say something, for God's sake.
I think we should end this now before we both get hurt.
Why? Just because some idiot made a crack about our age difference?
Oh, there's more differences than that.
There are in all relationships. It's what we feel for each other that counts, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Then stop seeing problems that aren't there. Please.
What's the matter?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, what's wrong?
Well, look at us. Here we are playing the big heavies in uniform, and when we go home, it's so different.
Shh, Terry.
There's no one around.
Oh, you never know.
Don't be so paranoid.
I'm not. It's just that... Well, it doesn't hurt to be careful.
Yes, Joan, if anyone does find out, we're just living together, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No. Well, it's just that... Oh, you know.
All right, back to playing the heavies.
Terry!
You must be Joan.
Yes?
I'm David Malone. This is my wife, Marjorie. We're Terry's parents.
Lovely to meet you, dear. We've heard so much about you. Well, I don't see why you should keep her on. For heaven's sake, you've given the girl ample opportunity.
Thanks, Joan. I'm sorry, we're talking shop.
Oh, that's all right.
Marjorie doesn't like my receptionist.
I'm sure you wouldn't accept the standard of work David has to at the hospital. You'd have prisoners all over the place.
Oh, we sometimes do.
Do you really?
Well, we have our moments.
But surely it's run like a... well, like a prison, I suppose. Otherwise, wouldn't it be dangerous?
Oh, we can always handle the troublemakers.
From what we're to believe in the press, they're all troublemakers. Murderers, most of them. The ones looking after them, not much better.
Look, I'm sure that wasn't meant the way it sounded.
What? Oh, no, of course not. Well, our own daughter's one, isn't she?
Joan, do you think Terry... Do you think she's serious about this job?
Of course she isn't. She isn't the type. Besides, we know our own daughter. Better than Joan, anyway.
I thought so too. Once. Healthy little chap, is he your son?
Oh, no. No, he's my nephew.
I'm glad you told me about young Shane. It's nice to know that Terry's sharing with someone who cares.
Look, Doctor, I don't wish to appear rude.
Oh, for
but-
heaven's sake. This is your house. We're the ones that are being rude.
Yes, well, I can understand you being worried, but I'm getting the distinct feeling that I'm on trial.
Ah. Yes, well, Marjorie is possibly the best theatre sister in the state, but diplomacy has never been her forte. I'm sorry, Joan.
That's all right. You've really got nothing to worry about. Terry's very good at her job.
She's very good at everything she does. That's why we wanted her to follow us and do medicine.
But surely if she doesn't want to...
Yes, well, I suppose you're right. There must be other reasons as well. Perhaps Marjorie's been seeing too many of these films about women's prisons. You know, the sort of thing. Bashings, murders, deviance. All quite impossible.
Oh, that must be Terry now. Where the hell have you been?
See what happened to Hi, Terry G? It's good to see you.
Just a minute. I've been entertaining your parents for the last hour.
Why did they come that early?
Oh, that's not the point. I didn't even know they were coming at all, and now I hear they're staying for dinner.
That's all right. I'm cooking, so calm down.
Terry, you might at least have warned me.
I did. I left you a note.
You left me some sort of scribble about a surprise and the fact that you'll be home at 5:30. Well, surprises like that I can live without. And I suggest you take a look at your watch.
All right. I'm sorry. I did try to get home earlier to explain everything, but I got held up at the supermarket.
Terry, this must have been arranged before today. Why didn't you warn me?
Why do you have to be warned? They're not monsters. They're my parents, and I happen to think they're very nice.
I'm not
anyway,
saying-
I thought you'd be pleased. I'm doing it for you.
Pleased?
You wanted me to tell them, didn't you?
Oh, Terry, you can't tell them. Look, I know them now, and they couldn't take it.
And I've known them all my life. For God's sake, Joan, they're thinking people.
They're
not-
parents. Very conservative parents.
Yes, they are, but I still believe they have a right to know.
No, Terry, you couldn't do that to them.
You make it sound like I'm about to confess to a murder or something. It's not a crime, Joan. We are not criminals. We are two people who happen to love each other.
Terry,
At least I love you if you...
Well, be a moment, Mrs. Malone.
Hello, Mummy. I'm sorry I'm late, but I got held up.
Terry, you don't mean that.
Mummy?
Father, I want to go home.
Mummy, I'm sorry you had to go to here.
Don't touch me. Father, please.
Darling, what's happened?
Go home. I want to go home now.
Daddy, please make us stay. I want to explain everything. You want... Mummy, please. Daddy, do something.
Terry, not now. We'll be in touch.
Mummy? Mummy, please. Daddy? Daddy, please, you're not even listening to me. No. No, that's not true. You spoke to Joan. You know what she's like. All right, then let me speak to her. All right, then let me come round. But we have to talk sooner or later. Daddy? They won't even listen. They won't even try to understand. What did you say to them?
Nothing.
You said they were here for an hour.
I said nothing about us.
You must have. Mummy just grabbed the phone and hung up. She wouldn't have
Terry,
done that.
I tried to warn you.
You wanted them to know.
It was before I got to know them, and please don't put the blame on me.
I see.
Now, Terry, what you did was wrong. It was unfair to me, and it was unfair to your parents.
But I only wanted them to like you. I just wanted them to know.
Yes, I know, love. But look, Terry, I don't know how or when or even if this thing will ever be forgotten, but, well, at least we've still got each other.
But they're my parents.
And you're their daughter. And you both think you're right. But it's not possible.
Oh!
I knew there was something I had to tell you.
Well?
Something I found out just before I lost my memory. Well, what is it then? I found out the most amazing thing about Miss Malone. And guess who? Oh, for God's sake, Willie! Miss Ferguson.
What do you mean? Oh, don't tell me they're on the take.
Oh, no. Much more shocking than that. Come on, Willie! They are having an affair.
What? Oh, the freaking...
Some areas, very few areas, in Melbourne, where neighbours do this, it works rather successfully. People,
Oh, Patterson. Your shot, is it?
Yeah, she's got me snooker behind the black ball.
Oh. May I? Let's try it off the cushion.
Your house is unoccupied by day. Give yourself another 8 points on your channel 10 card.
Well, that was real good.
Oh, a bit out of practice, I'm afraid. Well, carry on. And keep the noise down a bit, will you, ladies? Thank you.
What the hell's got into her? She must have gone soft. Now she's on with Malone. Bloody hell, the freak's gone gaga.
Terry, you there?
Hi.
G'day. You know, it turned out to be quite a reasonable day after all.
Great, I'll fix us a drink then.
Yeah?
I've been trying to sort things out with my parents.
Oh, any luck?
Afraid not. I spoke to Mummy on the phone, but she's just the same as she was yesterday.
It's all my fault, isn't it?
Don't be silly. It's my mother. She's old-fashioned.
So are a lot of people, it seems.
Don't worry about it. I will talk around. It'll just take a bit of time, that's all. Here we go.
Cheers.
To us.
You know, I wasn't too sure about things when you first said you were going to move in.
No doubts now, have you?
No, it's good.
Good for me, too. You know, I was proud of you today.
Huh?
The way you fixed the money up for Pat.
Oh, got to look after our members.
No, it was much more than that, and the others said so, too.
It's funny, isn't it? A couple of weeks ago, they wouldn't have had a kind word for me. It's you know. You've done a lot for me, Terry.
The department's agreed to reinstate me with full back pay.
Oh, well, we achieved something, eh?
Here's the money you collected. It was very good of everyone, but I won't need it now.
All right. I'll see it gets back to the people who gave.
Yes, heard the good news. Welcome back.
Yeah, I wouldn't be back if Joan hadn't got the union to weigh in for me.
Oh,
Good work, Joan.
it's all part of the job. And I must get on with this one.
Well, I'm glad all that's sorted out. Must say, I'm fairly amazed. Joan actually getting off a butt and doing something constructive.
I wasn't very hopeful either, not after the way I complained about it to the union that time. Between you and me, I think her and Terry flatting together's got something to do with it. If you know what I mean.
Yes, someone else said the same thing. Mind you, if it's got anything to do with all the pleasantness around here lately, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
2, 4, 6, 8.
Counting our blessings, are we? Now, you two know better than to be carrying money. It's a chargeable offence. You could wind up in the pound.
Oh, we was just looking after it, you know, for someone else.
Yeah.
How nice of you. Hand it over.
No. No, I don't reckon we will.
You either hand it over to me or to the governor. Either way, you're in a heap of trouble.
Well, won't be the only one. Not after she hears about you and Malone.
And what's that supposed to mean?
We heard you and her were real friendly. And I don't just mean mates.
I wonder what your precious department will say when they find out. Might be a couple of new jobs going, eh, Lex?
Yeah, too right.
Real pretty sight, wasn't it? Nice of you to keep our appointment, Miss Ferguson.
What do you want, Kelly?
Just the chance to be real friendly.
I said, what do you want, Kelly?
A little deal, eh? You turn a blind eye to me plans, and I'll do the same for you. See, I'm getting some rackets going, and I'd like you to do some donkey work and bring some stuff in for me. Oh, and just make sure I don't have any trouble from that pretty little Sheila of yours.
I have done all the deals I'm going to do with scum like you.
But yesterday you said...
Today is what counts, Kelly.
You wait till I tell
You
Red
tell her and see how far it gets you.
You can't watch Malone every hour of the day.
You touch her, Kelly, and you are dead. Now get out of here! So, if the women didn't know before, Kelly and Patterson would have told them by now.
I don't care. Really, I don't care.
Oh, Terry, will you stop and think for a minute?
Well, all right, it might make life a bit difficult for
A bit
while.
difficult? I'll bet they've already thought of 100 ways to blackmail
Oh,
us.
Joan, now you're not thinking. We simply lay our cards on the table to Anne Reynolds. If we tell her everything...
I can't do that.
Why not?
Because she'll use it too.
How? If everyone knows, no one can blackmail us.
They've already done it to me before.
But, Joan, together we can cope.
Terry, how long do you think we can cope with making sure that you're never alone with a prisoner in case she claims that you tried to seduce her?
If the department knows, they'll be aware of our problems. And
Terry, the department's not going to be any more tolerant than the women are. Besides, I've already told you why I had to leave Queensland.
that was different. I'm a fellow officer, and if we choose to live together, then...
And how long do you think we can live together if one of us is transferred to Blackmore or Barnhurst?
They wouldn't.
Wouldn't they? Besides, I don't want anyone to know.
Why not? Are you ashamed of me?
Oh, Terry.
I've always admired you for your honesty.
What's the point in being honest if nobody bothers to understand? So just deny everything.
Yeah, well, look, me mum died of cancer. I don't want you going the same way. You've got to give up.
God, what a bloody nag!
Pick it up, Patterson. I said pick that up.
You're so worried about it, pick it up yourself.
Don't you ever try that again. Now pick it up and get moving, the pair of you.
Didn't you hear the bell? It's time to get back to work.
We're just about to go.
Okay, well, don't take too long.
Yes, Miss Malone.
Better do a quick tidy up in here. Bloody dyke! Come on, Lex, give us a hand.
Oh, screws are bad enough, but when they're dykes, it's even worse. My mum couldn't handle them either.
Miss Malone's all right.
Oh, she'll end up as ugly as a freak. Gives me the creeps. Gee, she must be desperate to have it off with Ferguson. They're the ones that should be put away.
I'm not sure you've got the right to say how people should live.
You on the turn or what?
No, I just think you're talking about things you don't know anything about.
I know about the freak. That's good enough for me.
Ash, but
Have you seen Terry?
no, there wouldn't be a contract right away.
Have you seen Terry?
Do you mind? Yeah, well, couldn't you... Okay, goodbye.
Sorry, Pat, I'm looking for Terry.
She went out ages ago.
You sure?
Yeah, she got a phone call and rushed out.
Was she all right?
No, she was upset, and so am I. Oh,
Had she seen the governor?
How do I know? I've
I'm
just
sorry,
found out
I've
that
got to
you
get
weren't
home.
You haven't signed out.
Oh, thank God. I didn't know if you'd be here. You've resigned, haven't you?
What?
Terry, what's happening?
It's my mother. She's in the hospital.
Hospital?
I had a call at work. She's taken a massive overdose of pills. If Dad hadn't found her, she would have been dead by now. It's because of me. Because of us, she hates me. Dad wouldn't even let me in to see her. He said it's all my fault and he never wants to see me again.
Oh, Terry, I'm so sorry.
You're sorry. She hates me and nothing's going to change that.
That's not it. It's rubbish. First try, that's all. Oh, here's one.
No, it's not the right one.
Oh, come on, come on. I'm sure it's terrific.
What on earth?
Yes, well, she would have phoned you herself, Dr. Malone, but I'm afraid she's very distressed. So I thought I ought to for both of us. Well, I would like to be able to take Terry to visit her mother in the hospital, but well, there seems to be some misunderstanding. They said that you wouldn't allow her to... Surely, Dr. Malone, it would benefit everyone if they could at least talk about what's happened. I see. And you won't reconsider? Yes, well, I must say, I think it's very poor that her own parents can't...
What did he say?
Well, she's coming along nicely, but not quite up to having visitors just yet.
He doesn't want to know about me, does he?
Terry, I'm sure he didn't mean that. I mean, given time... Oh, come on, Terry, you're just going to have to snap out of this. And maybe it was an accident after all. Perhaps she didn't really mean to harm herself.
It was no accident. They just can't accept it.
Oh, Mrs. Morris.
Joan, something's come up. May I come in?
We've just heard that Terry's mother is seriously ill.
Oh, I am sorry. I didn't mean to intrude, but I thought you should see this.
What is it?
Most of the women have seen it already, I'm afraid. I thought you should know before you go to work tomorrow.
Why do they have to be so cruel?
It's typical. I warned the governor they'd take advantage of that printing press.
I'm sure Mrs. Reynolds had every reason, Joan.
It still doesn't help Terry, does it, knowing that her mother is so seriously ill and then having to read sick jokes like this. Mrs. Morris, would you mind?
Yes, of course. I'll see myself out.
Thank you.
You should have told me earlier. You do realise you were leaving yourselves open to blackmail? Still, I suppose what's done is done. Now we have to clean up the mess. Obviously, we have to find out who was responsible for it.
Yes, Governor.
I realise there are precedents for relationships between prison officers, but in your case there is another dimension, and I'm worried that the women will take advantage of it.
Hardly flaunted it.
Yet the women and some of the officers seem to know all about it.
With respect, Governor, rumours like this often get out of hand. Surely the solution is to punish the women.
I wish it were as simple as that. But as governor, I'm obliged to report the incident to the department.
I may be mistaken, Governor, but I have always thought that our private lives
I've
were our
already
own.
decided what I'm going to do, Mrs. Reynolds. I'll be handing in my resignation today.
I don't think we need to go
I've
that
made up my
far.
mind. It's the best thing for all of us.
This is just what the women want. If we let them succeed
I'm
with
sorry,
this, it's...
Joan. I've made up my mind. You'll have my written resignation before lunch.
You made the front page, Miss Milan.
Lexi. You've got what you wanted. I've resigned from Wentworth.
Are you leaving because of that article in the paper?
That's right.
I reckon we got a right to know if we're being guarded by a pack of weirdos.
Do you mind repeating that, Patterson?
Oh, just joking, Miss Ferguson. You know me, always in for a laugh. Didn't mean nothing by it.
I'm sure you didn't. I'll take over now, Miss Malone. Well, we've had a real cosy truce lately, haven't we? Good chums, very matey, doing the right thing by one another. And then I see this. And so, it's back to square one, ladies.
Is it that late already?
Oh, it's past 6. Have you had a busy day?
Oh, I was watching TV. I must have dozed off.
I thought you were going job hunting today.
Please don't lecture me.
Oh, I'm not. I'm just trying to understand. Would you like a drink?
Oh, no, thanks. I feel a bit sick. Haven't eaten.
Terry?
I know. I meant to look for a job. Really, I did, but I felt awful, and I was worried about Mummy, and I've still got this week's money and my holiday
Oh, no,
pay,
come on,
and-
that's not the point.
And I was lonely. I'll look tomorrow, I promise. Now, how about helping me get some dinner?
Okay.
I'll just go and put some clothes on. I don't think woman in a dressing gown is really my part.
Get lost.
Gonna have to teach you a lesson, girlie.
Touch me and I talk to the papers, Ferguson. I mean it.
Come on, it's been tried by better crims than you.
Yeah, but I get out every night. And guess who's waiting for us when the cops drop us off? Journos. Dozens of them. All waiting to know if you lot can turn us into little angels.
Like I said, it's been tried
Yeah.
before.
But that was before your girlfriend turned up. Make pretty good headlines, I reckon. Lesbian officer bashes young girl. Think about it. Oh, yeah. And if you change your mind about having a game, let me know.
Home. Terry, you there?
Joan? Guess what? Good news.
Yes, well, Terry, before we talk about that, I think
Don't
we
you
should
want to
get
hear what it is?
Yes, but Terry, the house, it was like a
Forget
pigsty.
the house. Something incredible's just happened. I've got a job. It's sort of a public relations job. Lots of running around, looking after bigwigs, organising conferences, the whole bit. I can't wait to start.
Certainly sounds more exciting than Wentworth.
They're one of the biggest security companies in the state, and it was the only job where my experience counted for anything.
Oh. Well, now that's out of the way.
Oh, no,
How
I
about-
forgot to pick up my dry cleaning on the way home. I wanted to wear that beige dress tomorrow, make a good first impression.
Well, they might still be open.
No, they always close on the dot of 6. It's too bad. I'll just have to win them over with sheer personality. This job's going to mean big changes, you know. For both of us, there's going to be a whole new bunch of people to socialise with.
Yes, I suppose so.
Though the manager did warn me I might have to work back occasionally, maybe even stay out of town overnight if the need comes up.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of pressure.
Oh, you know me, I thrive on it. By the way, what was that you wanted to say to me when I came in? I'm so vibed up I forgot to ask.
Oh, it was nothing. Couldn't have been. I've forgotten myself.
Go right in, Mr. Lockwood.
Thank you.
There it is. That's a relief. I was afraid I might have lost it.
Younger brother?
No, he's nothing to do with me. That's Joan's.
Joan?
Yes, my landlady. Well, friend too. She owns the house.
And just the two of you live here?
Yes, we used to work together. Joan lived alone for years, and when she offered to share, you know how it is, I didn't like to say no.
So you're kind-hearted too?
Oh, it wasn't entirely selfless on my part. The rent's reasonable, and we get along quite well.
Right, well, we better get to the restaurant before they give our table to someone else.
Thanks for stopping on the way, Mr. Lockwood. I'm sorry if I put you out, but it was a present from my father.
Oh, that's okay, but please, don't call me Mr. Lockwood. Makes me sound ancient.
You certainly don't look it.
Call me Barry, please.
All right. After you, Barry. Oh, my stomach.
Serve you right.
I couldn't help myself. You really are a fantastic cook, Joan.
So that, new boss of yours, he must have quite an expense account. I'm taking everyone to lunch each week.
Real bigwig. Mind you, he deserves it. Fiona in sales says he's doubled their turnover in just 2 years.
Oh, one of those, eh?
No, you'd like him. All the staff do. You know, he went out of his way to drop me home tonight. Not many bosses would do that.
No, not unless they're on the make. You ought to be careful.
Don't be stupid.
Why not? He probably fancies you. I mean, he took you to lunch yesterday too, didn't he?
Joan, I just have to mention a guy's name and you've got us in bed together.
I wasn't suggesting that.
What the hell have you got against men anyway? You're always knocking them.
Oh, come on, that's ridiculous. I've got my likes and my dislikes, the same as everyone else.
Come on. You've got this intolerance to whatever doesn't suit you. That's one thing I dislike about you.
Not being fair.
Not to mention that insane jealousy of yours. I can't even talk to anyone.
Debbie, I didn't mean to sound jealous.
Too tired. I'm going to bed.
Look, I didn't mean to upset you, Terry. I'm sorry.
That's another thing that annoys me. You're always apologising. I'm sorry, Joan. I guess I'm just strung out from the new job.
More than that, Terry, and you know it.
I'm tired. Everything's happened so fast.
Look, I'm not about to be spoken to like a naughty child, Terry, not by you, nor anyone.
I admit I was a bit quick off the mark. It was probably all the Saki talking. Joan, I'm trying to say I'm sorry.
Oh, I see. It's all right when you say it, but it annoys you when I do. It's not very fair.
All right then, if that's how you want it. Pleasant dreams. Hi, I made you a cup of coffee. Have you got time to drink it?
Thank you.
Joan, I want you to know how rotten I feel about last night. I was a total bitch, and I'm sorry I hurt you.
Well, perhaps I did overreact.
I'll make it up to you tonight. What time do you get home?
Oh, not till 8. I've got to do an extra half shift.
Well, don't worry. I'm going to have a scrumptious meal all ready for you when you do. It might not be oriental, but it'll be good.
I wouldn't care if it was fish and chips.
Oh, Joan, I hate it when we fight. I'm sure it's just the change of jobs that's making me niggly.
Yeah. Well, it's quite an adjustment, eh? From prison officer to glamour girl.
Oh, you like it then?
Oh, yes, I love it. Look, there is one other thing, Governor. I wonder if I might not go home a little earlier today.
We are a bit short. Is there something wrong?
Yeah, I just feel a bit off colour, that's all. I had promised to do Pat's half shift today, but I just don't feel up to it.
Oh, I'm sure we can find someone to fill in. See Meg about the rosters, will you?
Yeah, thank you.
It's your flatmate, not your husband.
Oh, what's that supposed to mean?
It's a joke.
Just get dressed, please. Is that you? Joan?
Hey, listen. Listen, there's nobody here. Anyway, what difference does it make if this Joan character does catch us?
I'm old-fashioned, okay?
Listen, honey, you're not really married, are you?
No. No, I told you, there's just me and my flatmate.
Would you like another drink? Excuse me.
No, thanks.
You all right? You look a bit pale.
Yeah, I'm fine.
If you like, I'll get you a Disprin or something.
I said I'm fine.
Is that you? Joan?
Yes, it's me.
Did you have a good day?
Not really.
Are you all right?
Oh, I think I've got a touch of the flu. I'll be all right.
Can I get you something for it? I'll make you a hot lemon drink if you like.
I'll be fine. Would you like a drink?
No, thank you. I've got the dinner on. It's nearly ready.
Good.
I'll get you some ice then. You're very pale. You still got your headache.
No, it seems to have gone.
If you've got the flu, you should go to bed. You hardly ate anything at dinner.
Yes, I'm sorry. It was really very nice. I just don't seem to have much appetite, that's all.
You haven't even asked if I had a good day. Are you interested?
Of course I am. How was it?
Pretty fast and furious. I left a bit early so I'd have time to get the dinner on.
Did you?
Yes, I thought it was about time I made something more elaborate than Italian takeaway.
Yes, well, it was very delicious. I just hope you don't feel that you wasted your time.
Oh, no, of course not.
Well, look, I don't really feel very good. If you'll excuse me, I'll go to bed.
Joan, I know I've been a bit on edge lately. You're not taking it to heart, are you?
Why should I?
I'll get you some hot milk and a couple of aspirins.
Thank you.
Hello?
Joan?
No, it's Terry. Oh, Meg, did you want to speak to Joan?
Oh, is she there?
She's gone to bed, actually. She's not feeling very well.
Well, that's what I'm calling about. I was wondering if she's likely to come in tomorrow. I'm just in the middle of adjusting the roster, so I thought I might ring.
Oh, you know what she's like, the call of duty and all that.
Yes. Well, it's just that when she said she was too sick to do the extra shift this evening, I thought she must be in a bad way.
She didn't do the extra shift?
Well, she was going to, but left at 4 because she felt so miserable. How's the new job, by the way? Joan hasn't told us much about it.
Oh, fine. I'm sorry, Meg. I have to go. I'll talk to you later. Joan? That was Meg on the phone. You came home early this afternoon, didn't you?
I don't really want to talk about it. I'm very tired.
But I want to explain.
I don't want to fight.
You might understand. I didn't plan it. It just happened. Well, maybe it's better for both of us if you do know. God, why does everything I say have to sound like something out of an old movie? It just happened. It doesn't mean I don't love you. You do understand that, don't you? Joan, please, I'm sorry.